Today I'm going to talk to y'all about Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill, he wasn't just a man, he was a son, a brother, and a father. When someone comes to the rescue for a country at a time of great peril, he or she is seen as a hero for that country, and I want to share with you about the story of his heroism, Winston Churchill. I looked up to him and I learned a lot about him during the research that I did during his time in World War II. Not only Winston Churchill was a great speaker, but he was the voice for England, the Prime Minister, and the Rock of Salvation for the people of England during World War II. Many people remember him as just the Prime Minister of England, but along the lines, he was born November 30th, 1874 in Buckingham Palace and died January 24th, 1965 in Kingston, Great Britain. He grew up wanting to be like his father, a British statesman. A British statesman is along the lines of a congressman, or a statesman was also in the Parliament of Great Britain. He grew up troubled because he went through many schools and dropped out and got kicked out until he ended up in military school at the Harrow Rifle Corps. That's when he learned a lot about the military, and then he joined the military in 1899. And then after that, he was shortly departed off of the military and joined Parliament in 1900. After that, in 1919, he was first publicly noted for the Battle of Gallipoli in 1915. During that time, he forced airplanes into the Battle of Gallipoli, which killed many of the British soldiers. After that, he was Prime Minister of War and Air and Colonial underneath the appointed Prime Minister David Lloyd George. After that, he went through Parliament and did all his little things up till he got appointed Prime Minister of England, which is basically the Vice President of Great Britain. He was appointed Prime Minister in 1940 all the way through 1944, which we all know is during World War II, which we really needed him. When he was Prime Minister, he supervised the British involvement in the Allied effort, which is basically what the President does when we go into war. After that, the reason why he became Prime Minister was the Prime Minister before him, Chamberlain, failed to negotiate an agreement with Hitler, which ended up Hitler bombing Britain into a big rubble, and London was in great peril. So we looked up to him, Winston Churchill. After we got through the war, he got us through everything. We got money, and then he was reelected in 1951 as Prime Minister when we were going through the Cold War effort. When we were going through the Cold War effort, we really needed him because we had spies going into Russia looking for information because they thought they were going to bomb Britain and Britain was going to bomb Russia during the whole Cold War era. What got him really known forever and will leave a legacy was his famous speeches and his quotes, and also one of the most famous quotes many people know is, which he helped with in World War II, was "Keep calm and carry on." Many people know that, and he also came up with one of the most famous symbols, the peace sign, which was originally for Victory Day, V-Day, when we won against Hitler on the Western Front. He was an influential world leader and left a legacy. He was Prime Minister during the Cold War, giving one of his most famous speeches, the Iron Curtain speech in 1946. He gave the term Iron Curtain when Stalin was going through and taking over West Germany and West Berlin, which eventually became communist. As shown, Winston Churchill was the voice of England, and he will forever be known as the voice of England. In conclusion, Winston Churchill had many shoes to fill. People leaned on him and trusted him, and whenever they heard his voice on the radio, they thought he was just soothing and comforting. He died in 1924. He died on January 24th, 1965, of a heart attack. It left him very ill and died at the age of 90. And Britain mourned for almost a week after he died, and the whole city, the whole country, was just in great peril. That's the story of Winston Churchill.